Hello and welcome to another video on vectors. We're going to be looking at finding some basic vectors again. Looking here at this first one, we've got the vector O to C. So O to C is from this point here up to this point up there, and we can clearly see that that is just going to give us a vector of C. From O to A, we can see that this is going to give us the vector of A. Now C to O, that's from this point up here down to this point up here. Now the vector C is given here, the arrow is pointing in that direction. Now we're going in the opposite direction to C, so what we could say is that C to O is minus C. And similarly, if we take a look at A to O, again we're going in the reverse direction of the vector A, so we could call that vector minus A. Next one, the vector A to C. So here we're going from this point here, I'll just mark that on, up to this point up here. So A to C, so we're going from A to C, we can simply just go from A to O and then O to C. So we're going in the reverse direction of A, so we can say that is minus A. Then we are going up this path here, so plus C. Next one, we've got the vector A to D. So this time we are going from this point here to this point here. Now we've just found this point from A to C, and we can see that this point here, D, is halfway along the vector A to C. So what we could say is simply that the vector A to D is minus half of A plus half of C. So we're just saying here that if A to C is minus A plus C, then A to D is half of that size, half of that vector, and so we're going to have minus A plus half C. Next one, we've got the vector C to B. So from this point here over to this point here, and now we can see that this here is going in exactly the same direction as O to A. O to A is going in exactly the same direction as C to B, so we could just say that we could even label it if we wanted to, like I've just done. We could say that the vector C to B is simply A. Next up, O to B. So starting from this point down here, getting up to this point up here. Again, we could say that this vector here is going to be exactly the same as this vector here. They're going in exactly the same direction. So I can label that C if I want to. Now what I'm doing is I'm going from O up to B. So what I can do is I'll just go from O to A, then A to B, and I can clearly see that O to B is going to give me A plus C. I could have also gone from O to C first, then from C to B, and that would give me the exact same result. So O to C would be C plus C to B, which is A. So C plus A gives us exactly the same thing. A plus C and C plus A are the same vector. Right, last one, O to D. Well, again, we've got this situation where we've got half of we need to go halfway along a vector that we already know. So we're going from O to D. Now we know what O to B is, we just worked it out here, it's A plus C. So O to D will simply be half of that vector. So it is half of A plus half of C. Yep, and that's about it.